Hi, this is Kingsley. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Infinix Zero X Pro. Now, it has taken me a while to lay my hands on this device because it has not been available in the market to buy. What has been available has been the regular Infinix Zero X. I've already reviewed the regular Infinix Zero X, and also I've done a teardown here on the channel. So if you haven't seen those videos, I'm going to link them up here in the YouTube card or down in the description. You can follow those links and go and watch them when you're done with this one. This right here is the Pro model of the Infinix Zero X series. Now, straight up here, what you're going to notice in terms of physical differences is the weight. The Infinix Zero X Pro feels a little bit heavier than the regular Infinix Zero X. And then another thing that really stands out here is this camera. This is a 108 megapixel lens, and so the camera module looks significantly larger than the one that is on the Zero X, which is I think about the 64 megapixel lens. Another noticeable physical difference here is that the Infinix Zero X Pro has an in-display fingerprint reader against the side-mounted fingerprint reader on the regular Infinix Zero X. And this in-display fingerprint reader on the Infinix Zero X Pro is fast enough. It can unlock your device fast and everything, but it's not really that fast. Like, it's not super fast, but it's fast enough. So as usual, I'm going to take my razor, dip it inside some ethanol, and then try to create an incision by the side of the device. Anywhere doesn't matter. I just prefer to do it from the bottom. Once I've been able to create an incision, the next thing is I'll take my plastic card, dip it inside some ethanol. The reason why I keep dipping the plastic card inside ethanol is because this back glass is actually glued to the carcass of this phone with adhesives. Ethanol softens that adhesive and allows me to take off the glass. There is no official IP rating for the Infinix Zero X Pro, but this device is properly sealed. It took me over 15 minutes to be able to take off this back glass. I mean, on an average, I would take off a back glass like this in just about 3-4 minutes maximum. But this one, I had to struggle, and also being careful not to yank off any ribbon cables that are under that back glass that I don't know about. So I was being careful, and so it took a while, over 15 or 20 minutes, before I was able to take off this back glass. And after 600 years, I was able to take off this back glass successfully without breaking it. And this gives us a first look at how the Infinix Zero X Pro actually looks like without the back glass. This is what the back glass looks like on its own. And it's a very solid glass, but still glass is glass. Glass will break if it falls. So don't take my word for it. And this glass is going to be costing you somewhere between $25 to $30 or $35 to get it fixed, which is about 15 to 20,000 naira from CalCare, which is the official repair center for Infinix, Techno, and ITEL. There are 18 screws holding the top half and the bottom half of the Infinix Zero X Pro together, so let's take them off. Then carefully, we're going to take off this metal plate that holds the main board to the carcass of the phone. The internals of the Infinix Zero X Pro are very similar to that of the Infinix Zero X, but one of the big differences that you cannot ignore here has got to be that 108 megapixel camera. I mean, comparing them side by side, you see how much real estate that 108 megapixel lens is actually taking in the board against the 64 megapixel lens on the Infinix Zero X. I'll go ahead and turn off the phone. There are 4 screws here that are holding the board to the carcass of the phone. I'm going to take them off. Next up, I will unclip the battery. Then I will unclip this ribbon cable here that connects the subboard to the main board of the device. Then finally, I'm going to unclip this ribbon cable here that connects the display to the main board of the phone. Then I'll take out the SIM tray. This is the same SIM tray that comes in the Zero X. Next up, I'm going to unclip these 2 network antenna cables here. One is for the first SIM, one is for the second SIM. Then there is another antenna here which controls the Wi-Fi. Now, in previous versions, they are going to build this antenna into the body of the device, but on the Infinix Zero X and the Zero X Pro, this antenna is actually built separately and mounted on its own. Next, I'm going to carefully lift up the board from the carcass of the device. This board is actually a very tiny board. Now, they've done a lot of sacrifices here in terms of design so that they'll be able to fit in these very large camera sensors. And they've made some differences even in the kind of chips that were used to design this board. Again, a closer look here, you can see how large that 108 megapixel lens is. And there is also a lot of thermal paste at the other side of this board. And from our experience in opening the Infinix Zero X, that thermal paste is actually cooling the MediaTek Helio G95 chipset and also the dual chip, which serves as the internal storage and the RAM of the phone. But first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at these cameras before we check them out. So here's what that 108 megapixel sensor looks like on its own. It's actually a very large sensor, and it also has optical image stabilization built in. Then here we have that 60 times periscope zoom lens. This is the same lens that is on the Zero X, and I've actually tested it out on the Infinix Zero X, just that it's been raining so bad in my city for several months now, so I've not been able to get the moon to actually test the moonshot capabilities of these cameras. But so far, using the device to zoom on objects that are very far has been good, just that you have to put the device on a tripod stand or you keep it in a stationary position, else when you zoom up to 60 times, the footage becomes very shaky. Then in the middle here, you have that 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. Coming back to the main board of the phone here, there is a little metal plate here that is actually covering that MediaTek Helio G95. So we're going to take it off. Let's take a closer look at it. Over here is the MediaTek Helio G95. That is the chip that is the brain behind this phone. Then this other chip here is actually the RAM and the ROM. You remember during the time Infinix was actually advertising this phone, they were talking about mentioning things like dual chip. This is that chip that they call the dual chip. The reason why they decided to use chips like this is because if they have to feed in very large sensors into these phones, that means they will have to find a way to make the board of the device a little bit more compact. So using chips like this actually allows the designers to save more space inside the device to add in more stuff. Coming back here now to the main carcass of the phone, we're going to remove the earpiece here. This earpiece is so tiny, like it's the tiniest I've seen on an Infinix phone before. This earpiece is so tiny, so it's surprising how loud it is when you're making phone calls. I'm going to carefully unclip this network cable here. Then I will take off this little piece of plastic that is guarding the clip of the in-display fingerprint reader to the subboard of the phone. Then I'll carefully unclip the fingerprint reader. Then I'll carefully lift off the speaker from the carcass of the device. Now this speaker is just a single speaker. This device does not have stereo speakers, and I think stereo speakers would have been one of the things that would have made this device worth the price. Next up, I will unclip this ribbon cable. This is the ribbon cable that connects the subboard to the main board of the device. So I wanted to take out the battery. I tried to use the pull tab, but for some reason, the pull tab didn't work. So I had to resort to doing it manually. Now, if you can't use a pull tab to remove a battery, you have to be really careful when trying to do it this way, because if you don't really know what you're doing, you're going to end up puncturing the battery, and once you puncture the battery is going to start having issues from that day. And after a few minutes, I was able to take out the battery. This is the same 4500 milliamps battery that is available on the regular Infinix Zero X. There is a single screw here that is holding the subboard to the main carcass of the device, so I'm going to take it off. Then I'll gently take out the subboard. Now this board might be really small, but it's so vital to this device that if something happens to it, the fingerprint reader or the in-display fingerprint reader of this device won't work anymore. The network won't work anymore. The mouthpiece won't work. You won't be able to charge this device and a lot of other things. Here's that connector of the in-display fingerprint, and that in-display fingerprint reader is directly underneath the display. In terms of cooling, there's not much going on here. There's just a single copper pipe that runs underneath these carcass, and then at this point here is where the MediaTek Helio G95 and that dual chip of the RAM and the ROM actually rest. And so apparently the Helio G96 doesn't heat that much, so it doesn't require so much cooling. That's why they're cooling this device with just a single copper heat pipe. The cost of repair for this screen is somewhere between $120 to $125. That's about 60 to 65,000 Nigerian naira. So if you're gonna be buying this phone, you have to be super careful so you don't break the screen, else it's gonna cost you a lot of money to get it fixed. When the Infinix Zero X Pro was launched, it actually started selling at 185,000 naira. But as of the time of making this video, when I got this device, it was selling for 195,000 naira. So do you think this device is actually worth that price? Do you think this device can compete with other devices like the Tecno Phantom X, the Galaxy A52, or the Redmi Note 8 Pro? You guys let me know down in the comments, alright? And until the next time, my name is Kingsley. I'll hit you again.